We've been rather wrecking cars.
Hey bro, is that Jambo?
What does that say for us? Kicking up Conquerors.
Yeah.
The British guys run us up. And so we fell off the spinning tops.
Say you my nigga, I'ma be your killer. Nobody gonna play with you when I'm with you. Go against any nigga like fuck this glitter. Skeet all dirt on bitches. I put it in for you, I spin for you. Whatever you with, I'm with it. How you gon' cost a nigga out rockin' with you? I got you lit in the city. I been multitasking, rapping and being the daddy to my little children. I been spinning on business and spinning and spinning and spinning until I'm dizzy. I do all the smack, you ain't never step or help with none of you killing. You doing a lot of capping, watch when I catch, I'ma whack you in front of witness. Damn, I knew you were tripping. We could've been superstars.
Sing it, sing it.
Remember when we were jacking cars? Now it's not safe for you. You switch like a pussy little bitch. Damn, I knew you tripping. We could've been superstars. Can't help it, now I'm reminiscing. Remember when we were jacking cars? Now you better keep your distance, cause it's not safe for you. You switch like a pussy little bitch.
Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Scoop and Score. I'm your host, Slam the Bookie. These are my co-hosts, Alpha Dog Bets, BBB, and Hefe Picks. How we doing today, boys?
Good to be back with the boys on Scoop and Score. Awesome weekend of NFL action. We finally had some good games, boys. Hefe, I was with you last night watching all the action. It was a fun night. Great games. How we doing?
Best football weekend ever. Every single game came down to a kick that in 3 instances won it, one sent it to overtime. Every game was exhilarating. Obviously, Bills Chiefs, greatest football game I've ever seen in my life. BBB, what's up, baby?
Yeah, I mean, boys, we're buzzing. I mean, how do you go rolling in on a Monday, after you just got to witness probably the best playoff weekend we've had ever. I mean, like Hefe said, every single game came down to either a game-winning kick or overtime. Every play was decided on the last play of the game. I mean, that's just crazy. You don't get that. We were just spoiled this weekend with just some amazing football games. Slam, what'd you think about this weekend?
Man, the dogs ate this weekend, boys. Every single dog won outright. Well, actually, never mind. Just
Except
kidding.
the Chiefs.
The Chiefs won. My bad. Anyways, 3 out of 1. The dogs.
The Chiefs didn't win. The Chiefs survived.
For sure. Man, it was a crazy weekend. Great games, man. Ready to get into it, guys. But before we do, big shout out to Pure Wage for sponsoring this show. If you guys haven't already, make sure to follow him on Twitter. We got a quick recap today, guys. Actually, it's a full recap, and then we're gonna go over the 2 conference championship games next weekend here, or this coming weekend, my bad. But let's jump right into the Bengals versus the Titans, boys. I think I said it on last week's or Friday's show. The Titans are going to bring pressure, and they did, right? 9 sacks. It's kind of a shame they didn't win that game, right? I mean, they looked good.
No.
The offense choked, boys. Choked badly. Props to the Bengals. Props to Joe Burrow. Did his thing. BBB. What'd you have on this game, man? What did you think about the whole thing?
Yeah, this is a game I went with the Titans on. I trusted the better team, and to be honest, they looked like the better team. Their one flaw was Tannehill. Tannehill just decided every time there was a chance to give them an opportunity to, be in the game, or like, hey, how can I just royally screw up this opportunity right here? He did it. I mean, he had an opportunity where it was like, look, we can either win this game or go to OT. What's he do? He telegraphs a screen pass. Like, I think everyone in the stadium knew where it was going. It gets tipped up in the air, picked off, and you just kind of felt it the whole game. You knew Tannehill was going to screw this up, and he just continued to do so. That's on me for backing Tannehill. That guy just looked awful. Hefe, what'd you have on this one?
Yeah, I was with the Titans. If you expect to when a quarterback gets sacked 9 times, you don't expect them to win. Resiliency, I saw a lot out of the Bengals defense. Very impressed. Tannehill, too many mistakes, and at this time of the year, mistakes kill you more than anything else. You could have the best game ever, game plan, everything, but it's hard to overcome mistakes unless you're the Rams.
For sure, for sure. None of you are going to ask me what I had on this game because, as y'all know, I was on the Bungles. It was just me on the Bungles this weekend. Was a great game. I thought
Good job,
the Titans
Rob.
were going to win this game by a point or two, to be completely honest. I didn't think the Bengals would take this outright, but they were resilient. Their defense played well, and Ryan Tannehill, man. Ryan Tannehill. How do you come back to that team after that performance? I think you have to move on at the quarterback position because he solely lost that game. The Bengals did not win that game. The Titans lost it. I mean, the very first play of the game, I love the Titans' strategy. They came out in play action. They wanted to use Henry as kind of a decoy because he was obviously nowhere near 100%. They throw it deep, and it's a horrible throw and gets picked. And right from that moment, you knew Tannehill was in his own head. He couldn't make the big play, and the Bengals got it done. It was a good game to watch. It was an exciting game, too.
Yeah, man, I was on the Titans. Shame, man. Tannehill threw like 3 picks there. It's kind of hard to come back from that, man. Defense played great for the Titans. Overall, it was a defensive battle, man. I think I was actually on the over there. It was dead from the start. But anyways, boys, let's move right on to the next game. And guys, if you are watching, please retweet, like, and comment if you want some picks this weekend. 49ers versus the Packers, man. This one was a good game. It was
What a game.
A defensive battle. It was cold. Man, 49. I was actually on the 49ers there plus the 5.5. I thought it was dead. And then block punt happened, boys. Shit just went crazy after that. Alpha, what'd you have in this game, man?
I was in the Packers, guys. This was one of my losses in the weekend. I went to 3-2 on the NFL slate. We also had that Jimmy G under we gave out in the Niners game, so that one cashed easily for us. He wasn't really able to get many yards. But, guys, the story in this one is that the 49ers put themselves in a position to win this game with one play. So we all know what happened. They were able to force a punt back deep in the Green Bay territory, and they got the block and they got the touchdown. So a lot of people are saying it was a lucky win. They only got a block punt to win, but the Packers didn't put them away. And in the NFL, when you give teams chances to make that play and give them that opportunity, they get it done. So it was a good job by the 49ers. They were opportunistic. They got it done. And Aaron Rodgers, man, did not look great in this game. I know Hefe has a lot to say about Rodgers, so I'll kick it over to him and let him have his thunder.
In my opinion, Aaron Rodgers will never play another home game at Lambeau Field again because he won't be a Packer anymore. I saw a guy that took it upon himself to play hero ball when he didn't really need to. It's insane. It's like when it comes to playoff time, he kind of has the off switch instead of the on switch where he stops playing free and like starts playing conservative. And I hate it. It drives me crazy. But kudos to the Niners defense. Aaron Rodgers is an MVP. He might be the MVP this year. Might be the best quarterback in the NFL. They made him look pedestrian. Kudos to the Niners defense. I cannot say that enough. This game came down to one play. It was a block punt. But it also came down to the fact that the Niners got consistent pressure on Aaron Rodgers all night. Bosa looks like a stud. And at the end of the day, you got a game plan for Debo. And if you guys remember the end of that game, it was a Debo first down that truly got him in field goal range. So even with everything that happened in that game, Packers still had an opportunity to stop him. And they didn't. Niners won. Doesn't matter how you win in the playoffs. It just matters that you win. And the Niners move on.
Yeah,
BBB.
for me on this game, I tried going with like a little bit of an alternative thing. I said that I had a strong lean on the 49ers. I honestly didn't think they'd win this game outright, though. I just thought this would be a close game that they'd end up, just covering, maybe winning by like Packers win by a field goal or something. But I ended up going with Devontae Adams over 92.5 receiving yards. And if you tailed that, you got your heart ripped out with me as well. I think he ended with like 90 or 91.
Oh,
and
brutal.
they had a couple opportunities to get him the ball a couple more times and just couldn't get it done. But yeah, I mean, it was just another one of those good games though this weekend. So I mean, even when you lost a bet on this weekend, like if say you had the Bills this weekend, like you still feel
How
like
can you be mad?
yeah, you couldn't
How
even
can
be
you be
mad.
mad?
You just got to
You
witness
can't.
one of the best games like that you've seen
Ever.
maybe ever.
Ever.
I mean, your
Period.
team's ahead with 13 seconds left, getting the ball at their own 25-yard line with, 1 or 2 timeouts. You can't be mad if you're on the Bills in that one. You're excited as a Chiefs backer, but that was an all-timer. That was an all-time classic NFL showdown. Amazing game. I'm not going to be too upset with that game at all.
The Bills were minus 5,000 at that point.
Yeah.
Minus 5,000. That's literally the definition of a bet.
You mean
There's
the
not
Chiefs
much-
are minus 5,000?
No, the Bills would.
No,
the
the Bills.
Bills.
When they scored.
Oh, wow. Damn.
after they had scored
Holy
13
shit.
seconds left. So,
yeah,
that's-
I don't think anybody was on the under. I was actually on the under there, and I got screwed at the end.
Ooh.
But you know, it happens. I mean, it's just my fucking luck, I guess. Yeah, man, it was like 18 points scored in the last minute of the game.
that
25,
was-
What?
25 points in
Like,
the last 2 minutes.
What?
25.
Like, God
25.
damn.
Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes
last
had
game,
100. Patrick Mahomes had more passing yards than Jimmy G did in 2 minutes.
It's
than in the whole
unbelievable.
game.
I have one
He's,
thing to talk about in this game as well. I got one person to call out. Everyone talked all week. Stephon Diggs watched them last year. End his season, career season for him. He's going to come out pissed. He's going to put up numbers. 7 yards. 7 yards. Gabriel
Damn.
Davis put up 7,000 yards, 87 touchdowns yesterday, and you help him with 7 yards? Come on. It's the Chiefs defense. I know they played well. But
I'll tell
Tyrann
you.
Mathieu was out. He was out for
Yeah.
the game. They had opportunities to pass, and Stephon Diggs had the worst showing I've seen out of him. He had drops. He wasn't getting separation. So, interesting
I
game
mean,
there. Stephon Diggs really, I think, let
It wasn't the offense's fault though.
absolutely
Like
not.
they
but
played
got
great.
him
It was a close game. It was the defense's fault.
100%.
Couldn't,
But at the
couldn't
same
contain
time,
Mahomes. Couldn't put pressure on Mahomes.
Yep.
Third and
I
long.
will
it's
say,
like-
kind of come to the defense of Stephon Diggs here. A lot of people wouldn't do this, but like he kind of took one for the team here. He was getting doubled. He didn't
Yeah,
complain. He
exactly.
didn't make it all
What
about
BBB
him.
is saying.
You know, a lot of people in the league, you know, they can't like, you know, the OBJs where they're complaining about their touches. He knew like him taking these doubles that left Davis open. He let his boy eat. He let him do like, you know, he did what was best for the team. You know, if you had a prop on him, I'm sorry, you know, you're probably not like, hey, let's take one for the team here. But I mean, he did what he had to do to help the Bills win. And you know, a lot of people aren't gonna, you know, recognize that, and they're gonna rip on him. But I mean, I think he did what was needed. The Bills' offense did what they needed to. That their defense couldn't come up for him at the end there.
Shout out
Dude,
Gabriel
you know-
Davis, man. Shout out Gabriel
What a
Davis.
game.
Man.
No,
Congratulations
shout
to you,
out
brother.
Josh Allen, bro. Shout out Josh Allen,
Yep.
man.
Yeah.
He was incredible. Dude, they converted how many fourth downs? It was like 4 or 5.
Yep.
It was- I think
and
it was like-
having
they were-
his legs, creating with
Fourth
his
and
legs, opening
fourth and
up
20,
pass.
guys. 4th and 20, and Gabriel Davis is wide open in the end zone. That
Dude,
just
he was on an island. He was on an island by
broke
himself.
my
having a
heart.
pina colada.
Okay, that screwed that under. Like I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Let me
Chiefs
tell you,
defender fell
that was
down.
exciting, man.
That
That
was
was, he
such
juked him with a
bullshit.
double move.
Insane.
Had that dude on his
Oh,
ass.
yeah, broke
sitting
his
on an
ankles.
Had him
island.
looking like
Broke his ankles, man.
had him looking like Diggs out there. Double
Freaking
move,
insane, man. The game was insane because the Gabriel Davis touchdown that we're talking about with with 2 minutes left in the game was not even the last or second to last touchdown of that game. What
Yeah.
a freaking game, man.
And you knew who got it was going to win. You knew the clock
Gabriel
was
Davis,
gonna decide
man.
it.
Shout out to you. You just made
Sure.
yourself like $60 million. Probably you'll be starting wide receiver for the Bears next year, something like that.
He had a great game, man.
Or the
Quick
Giants.
question. Quick
I know.
question.
Hell no.
Where did he go to school? Gabriel Davis. Out of? Who knows? Where did he go to school? I told you last night.
Purdue.
Not Purdue. You have an idea, BBB?
Oh,
I don't
UCF. UCF.
UCF.
UCF.
night,
Yes,
man.
let's go.
UCF, Bill.
I totally guessed that.
Good game. That's so. Side note, one of my favorite games. I don't know if anyone else does this. Completely random. When you guys are with your friends and you're watching a sporting event, do you ask your friends when someone makes a play, like, "What school did he go to?" Out
Yeah.
of. I love that, dude.
I
I
do
love
that.
I do
always
that.
do that. I do that all
That's
the
my
time.
that's my go-to move. That's what I do all
Right?
the time.
Got to see if
Right?
they're
I'm
actually
just making
fans.
sure
You
about-
know?
Yeah, just making sure I'm not the only one who does that.
Yeah, for sure.
Just kind of a flex on him, you know, like
Straight
I
up.
know where he went.
We got
All right,
one more to
boys.
go. What's the last game?
I guess we should go over the Rams and Bucks. We can please
I mean,
skip
we
that one,
should.
boys.
I mean, I
That
definitely
was-
think we should go. with
That
the
was
Bucks.
that was a good ass game. We all had the Rams, so that's good. Almost choked it away, boys. I gave up
No
the
sweat.
under, and that broke my heart too, guys. These unders are just breaking my heart. Just last minute. What? Cam Akers fumbling the ball, dude. Hold on to the ball.
Twice.
Oh
Twice.
my god.
Yeah, too
He had the
bad.
I have
first-
something.
He had the first down. They could just ended right there because the Bucks had 0 timeouts. BBB, what'd you think about the game, man?
Yeah, like we said, I think we were all on the Rams in this show, if I'm right. I had, the Rams +3, took some on the money line. This defense is just insane. I mean, the only really scoring plays that the Bucks had were at the end of the game where the Rams offense started just giving them the ball and said, "Hey, like, let's make this a game. Let's make this interesting."
Yeah,
that
insane.
defense just was terrorizing them. I think this defense is just insane. Like the additions they had are finally all like together. They're all starting to, Von Miller's coming off the edge. You can't double team Aaron Donald. It's just insane. We saw they made Brady for like 90% of the game look like not Brady. I mean, no one does that. It's playoff Brady. People were talking about how he had these drives at the end. He brought him back. I don't think he really brought him back. I think the Rams literally handed him back into the game. I was glad they could close it out because that's what I had both of them on it. But Hefe, what'd you have here? What'd you think of this game?
I was on the Rams. I was 100% certain we were going to lose. The only time I saw the Rams defense not be elite is on that pass, Mike Evans, that long Mike Evans pass. Every time that the Rams got the Rams defense showed up, it was in a short field at the end of the game there. But Alpha, I know you have a good rant and are really mad about one thing that one coach did at the end of the game that was a possibly life-changing event. So please,
inexcusable.
The mic.
I want to address Todd Bowles, guys. End of this game, there's 25, 30 seconds left. The Rams kicker was just short on a 47-yard field goal. He hit it right down the middle, but it was short in Tampa in 80-degree weather. Todd Bowles dials up a defensive play call that is a jailbreak blitz with 20 seconds left when they're at their own 25 or 30-yard line and allows one-on-one coverage with Matt Stafford's huge arm and on Cooper Kupp to take it over the top and get a 50 or 60-yard play when all they had to do was keep it in front of them and get this game to overtime. So, to me, Todd Bowles, who's been talked about getting head coaching opportunities, shouldn't be looked at as a head coach. He was a terrible head coach in New York, and he did a terrible job on that last play yesterday. I think that was an absolute Todd Bowles blow-up moment going forward. I don't think you can come back from that and be a head coach. You really cannot dial up a jailbreak blitz and let them take it over the top and end the game like that. Just a crazy play call.
Agreed.
That's why the Rams won the game. It was
Agreed.
because of that play call. You can't give Cooper Kupp one-on-one. I know he's Hefe's favorite receiver in the league. He thinks he's the best in the league, and I would agree with you. He's putting up those numbers. So how can you put him on single coverage on a go route and have that completed at the end of the game?
Alpha, so there was something that came out about a reporter asked Arians about what happened. They said there was a miscommunication and some of the defensive players didn't know what was really going on. Do you believe in that, or do you think it was just dumb Todd Bowles going?
If there's a miscommunication, you don't know what's going on. You're with 30 seconds left in the game, and they have to get 70 to 80 yards. Drop back in coverage. You cannot blitz 7 guys up the middle and leave 3 one-on-ones. It was inexcusable. I don't care if it's miscommunication. Your team needs to know all season long. Yeah. If we're in a situation with 30 seconds left and they need to go the length of the field, don't do an all-out blitz. Do not everyone go after the quarterback. You need cover guys. Just I think it was detrimental.
Yep, it was unlike anything I've ever seen.
Alpha, weren't you on the Rams though?
I was. I'm happy I got the win. But to see a moronic play call by a guy who's being
I thought it was a great play.
Why are you so mad, bro?
I just think it was an awful play call. I'm happy how the game played out. Trust me, I like to win. But what was he doing? It reminds us of last year. Do you remember the Jets-Raiders game?
Oh,
the Jets did an all-out blitz at the end of the game, and the Raiders did a 50-yard Hail Mary to end it to Ruggs over the top, where the Jets did an all-out blitz when they had no wins. It reminded me of that.
Yeah, I do remember that game. That one hurt. But yeah, man, BBB kind of like said it. The Rams sold the bag in the second half there, man. 2 fumbles. Almost cost them the game there. Now let's talk about Super Bowl odds, boys. Let's bring that up. Let's talk about that next, guys. If you guys are watching, make sure to retweet, like, and comment who you like to win the Super Bowl, guys. Come on. Let's get some comments going in the chat. We'll shout you guys out. Let us know the team you are backing. All right. We're gonna put up some odds by Pure Wage himself. Right now, the Chiefs plus 125, boys. What are y'all? What's y'all's favorite here? Who y'all backing for the Super Bowl?
I think we're gonna have a Chiefs-Rams Super Bowl. I really do. And in that sense, it's hard to not take the Chiefs after how they looked yesterday. But I mean, honestly, if you think both teams have the best chance, you can take both right now. And if it's a Super Bowl matchup of the two teams, you just profited. So you can take both at plus money.
Okay.
God, I am very, very, very. I'm almost scared how certain I am that the Chiefs are going to beat the Bengals and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. And in the NFC, at first glance, I like the Rams. And then I keep thinking the way that the Niners keep winning these games it's just like
Yeah.
they a team of freaking destiny.
I
Because
don't.
how they win these games make no
Yes,
freaking
sir.
sense, but they just keep winning. And in the playoffs, that's all you got to do.
Playoff Jimmy.
Mistake-free football. If they have the defensive pressure they had on Aaron Rodgers and can force the mistakes that the Rams just made and somehow got away with, the Niners won't. The Niners won't let them get away with it. There's just no way.
You have to look at the.
I know that the Rams defense is way better
way
than what-
better.
than what the 49ers just saw, and yet they barely scored. They didn't score any points, no touchdowns, 2 field goals on offense. I'm torn. I'm really, really torn. But right now, I think the value lies with San Fran plus 3.5. You can see the Rams winning, but in terms of spread, plus 3.5 on the Niners is, I mean, to me, it's going to come down to situational football, man. Can Garoppolo get a signature drive, or will Stafford, get the signature drive or get pressured? That's what's going to come down to.
It's hard to beat a team twice in a row. It's hard to do that.
The Niners have beat the Rams 6 times in a row.
I'm aware, but this is a meaningful game. It's hard to do that.
Yeah, it's a little different, a little bit different on that. In my opinion, I like the Rams here. I think, like you said, Hefe, you kind of like put some points on the board that I like. That helps me to like the Rams even more. They've had a lot of luck. They've needed a lot of luck to get to where they are. I mean, they are playing good football. That defense is good. But I mean, Matthew Stafford's been looking a lot better. I mean, he's not making those mistakes that he's making. I said it in my analysis for the last time. I think, getting that playoff in, starting to prove himself a little bit about like, hey, like he's getting that confidence. He's getting to get rolling. He like this weekend, those mistakes, those weren't him. He wasn't throwing those pick sixes and stuff. It was those guys that have been reliable all year. Cooper Kupp fumbling. I think everyone was shocked by that. Akers
Absolutely.
just had butterfingers or something going on.
Cam,
but, I mean, I think
bench him, dude. He's gone.
Slam's still salty about that one.
I'm salty.
Can I ask you guys a question? Is anybody
ahead.
giving the Bengals any chance?
Not to win.
Yeah, I am. Probably
There's
to
always
cover
a
the
chance.
spread. Probably
To cover, not to win the game.
To
Not to win the game.
cover. Yeah. No
They
way
did
I'm
just
taking
hide
it
them out.
under again.
All right.
Their defense isn't good enough to contain that Chiefs offense. The Bills defense is significantly better. You're going to put the Bengals defense out there, and you think they're going to contain them to less than 35, 40 points. Not if they played like they did yesterday. And if they're able to contain Jamar Chase, I don't see how the way the Bengals can score with that Chiefs offense, kind of like how the Bills kind of got outscored at the end as well. So I don't think that they have a chance to win the game. I think the Chiefs are locked to win the game, but I definitely think they have a shot to cover.
So take the money line.
I mean, yeah, minus 9,000.
All right. Well, I will say I think Frank Clark is going to just demolish that offensive line. We saw that offensive line just get torched.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
probably going to be in the backfield every single play. Just Joe Burrow is going to be licking the turf all game. But can we talk about the fact that it's been talked about before, but Kansas City might have the best offensive trio like we've ever seen. Like with
Ever.
Kelsey,
They definitely
Mahomes,
do.
and Tyreek
Ever.
Hill, like that trio is probably going to go down as like the best trio.
Can I
Those
tell you
guys
guys
are
something that nobody's talking about and that I keep seeing 2 games in a row from the Chiefs? If Jerick McKinnon plays the way he played the last 2 games, nobody's beating the Chiefs.
X Factor.
He's
Because
the
he
X
can
factor, man.
he can catch the ball and run.
He can catch the ball out of the backfield, and he's running hard uphill. And the Chiefs have never had that running back, right? Even though when they won the Super Bowl, why is his name blanking? But he had a great game. Darrell Williams, great game. When
Priest
the
Holmes.
Chiefs have even,
I was gonna say that.
when the Chiefs even have an average running back, they're scary. When they have an above average running back, what are you doing? You can't add more people on the field as a defense. So if Jerick McKinnon is playing like this and forcing the opposing defense to crowd the box more, forget about it. Because Ty Hill and one-on-one, that ain't happening. So you double him. And Hardman showed you last night what happens when you one-on-one him. He runs past you.
Quick question. You're telling me they have an explosive running backs when it's the team that had Jamal Charles and Priest Holmes for half the last 20 years. I mean, they've had some good running backs in Kansas City.
Oh, first of all, how dare you disrespect Larry Johnson?
Larry
Penn State.
In 1 to 2 years, Penn
Come
State
on.
running backs don't pan out. Look behind me. It's a little higher. Look behind me. We have a Penn State running back. Has not panned out.
I have a signed
Larry
jersey
Johnson,
right there.
I'd say he panned out. He was a stud for a while.
I have all the respect for Chiefs allure. Are you kidding me? Priest Holmes, Jamal Charles, Larry Johnson. How about the original X Factor, the human
Dante
joystick, Dante Hall?
Don't
Don't even get me
get
started.
Legend.
Okay. Tony Gonzalez, Dwayne Bowe,
Ooh.
Trent Green, Matt
Dwayne Bowe.
Castle. I'll keep going, baby.
Derek
Matt
I'm like,
Castle? You put Matt
Talk about a
Castle on the
fall off.
list?
If you want to talk about it, well, we're putting. All right, now we're kind of stretching this list a little
For
thin.
real
here,
reaching.
I'm just messing.
They really trying to kill the last couple minutes of the show, huh? Going
Yeah, Trent Green. Yeah.
Max.
Hey, Trent Green.
Got
is
5
a-
minutes left, but let's keep going. I'm just kidding.
But listen, I think we're in for a really good treat with this championship weekend. I know at first glance you're kind of like, Bengals, Chiefs. Okay, this one's pretty easy, but the Bengals have proven to you in back-to-back games. Don't count them out. They are not going to be. They're not coming into this game acting like an underdog, so don't treat them like an underdog. They're going to compete, and they just beat the Chiefs a couple weeks ago. They're going to compete, and in the other game, it's a whole nother different ball game when you're talking about Championship Sunday. But when you bring in divisional opponent, oof, it's going to be personal. It's going to be a war, and it's going to be one in the trenches, boys.
I got an interesting little tidbit. I don't know if you guys saw about the Rams, how they are going to be limiting the tickets for only people to be able to purchase in the LA area. So do you guys think that'll have any effect? I mean, obviously there's still resale tickets and stuff, but I think they're trying to avoid kind of a last week of the season thing where the 49ers basically had a home crowd.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I think they are going to buy a lot of the tickets. I think that they will have the majority. If they get to the Super Bowl, they will definitely have the crowd behind them. But, I mean, at the end of the day, they don't really have not a great fan base. They don't have a big fan base because they're a relocated team. Sorry, BBB, to bring that up. I know you're the St. Louis guy over here, and you lost your team. But they don't really have always the best turnout, even for people in that area.
Yeah.
So you never
Yeah,
know.
Stan
There's
Kroenke,
more
it's on
49er
site.
Fans there. There's more 49er fans in LA than probably Rams fans. So
Yeah, there's going to be a ton of 49er fans there for
Absolutely. I think it's going to be closer to 50-50 than edging any other way. And let's not forget, I know it's Conference Sunday. It's a lot on the stake, obviously. Winner goes Super Bowl, loser goes home. But the last time these two teams played, it was a playoff game for the 49ers. They needed to win that game to make the playoffs. So they were literally in this exact same position 2 weeks ago. And they were down 17-3 at half. Came all the way back. Debo had his best game as a Niner. And they won. And ever since then, they've been rolling.
sure.
The more I talk about it, the more I talk myself into the Niners.
Plus 400, boys. Plus
Yeah.
400 to win the
Rams.
Super Bowl.
Still think it's
I'm
the
telling you
Rams.
right now.
Rams,
Chiefs versus
Rams.
49ers rematch.
the Rams
It's the old
Rams.
I-70 Bowl. All right. It used to be St. Louis Rams versus Chiefs. It's the I-70. It's going to be the rivalry. It's going to be lit.
Well, either way, guys, we're going to be back on Friday. Where we're going to give you our official plays. And we're going to get deep into it, man. We're going to spreads, over-unders. BBB is going to hit you with his monumentous prop that he's going to have.
I got some I'm working on. I got a prop.
I actually already am also looking at some because I think there's some matchups in the Bengals-Chiefs game
Oh,
that
I
can
agree.
really, really make some people a lot of money. So, everybody, make sure you tune in this Friday, baby. Scoop and Score, and we get
Better
really,
be
really
here.
deep into championship weekend.
yes,
We
sir.
will-
100 blocks.
Thank you, everyone for
Locks on
tuning
deck.
in today. If you guys are still watching, appreciate all of you guys. Retweet, like, comment, as always. We will see you back on Friday, guys, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Scoop and Score.
Slam just really exit the website. Everybody know that Slam didn't end the broadcast and just, he's back now. No, we're not letting him back in.